the bitch on.
Yeah, so
That's one.
I do stream retro video games, but yeah, Music Gaming 12 also streams retro video games. So anybody out there listening, if you guys are into Castlevania speedruns, Music Gaming 12, music_gaming 12.
Call me when he plays Pokemon Red and Blue. I'll watch that.
You want to watch a speed run of an RPG?
No, I don't want to watch a speed run. I just like the game.
Oh, well, he's Music Gaming 12 is a extremely good speedrunner. In fact, he's also a musician. Yeah, he's a good musician.
Oh, so he does gaming.
Oh, because yeah, Music Gaming 12. Yeah,
he does gaming and music.
Welcome to another episode of Thank You For Your Services podcast, the podcast dedicated to the working world. Today we have a very special guest with us. Before we introduce him, I would like to remind you that you can write into us at our email account at ThankYouForUrServices@gmail.com. Your spelled U-R. ThankYouForYourServices@gmail.com. And you can follow us on Instagram at thanksforyourservices_podcast.
That's
That
right.
is on Instagram. And Tom updates that regularly. You can write in.
It's true.
Normally he posts questions about your day. And yeah.
I post the questions on mine a lot because as of now I have a lot more followers than our page does, but hopefully with the help of the listeners that page will grow, and then I'll ask the questions on there so it can be more centralized, if you will.
Excellent.
Like, share, follow.
That's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
He gets it.
Yeah.
Some people just get it.
Once again, today, well, not once again, but our special guest today is a longtime friend of ours, finally back in the real part of the United States. This is Mikey Fresh, which is your MySpace name, right? From back in the day.
Was.
That's why we still call you that to this day, like 20 years later.
I still know him as that, but it's fully Michael De Ieso.
Yeah.
Well, the funny thing about Mikey Fresh was how that happened. I was actually grounded, and I was walking my dog through the neighborhood just to get out of the fucking house, and I saw my buddy who's like a couple years older than me. Like, he was in senior in high school, and like we were like freshmen. One day he was just like introduced me to one of his friends, like, who's that? And he's like, oh, it's Mikey Fresh. You don't know Mikey Fresh? And then
It just stuck,
it just
right?
fucking stuck from there. And then I was like, I got a MySpace, and everyone's like, you should make it Mikey Fresh. And I was like, fuck it.
And that's how the best nicknames come about too.
I'm still Mikey Fresh in my mother's phone.
Excellent.
Wow.
Yeah.
What am I on your mother's phone?
You almost did a spit take.
Oh,
Cool.
So funny.
Yeah, I'm very funny. So before we talk about you, we're going to get our dumb faces out of the way.
Yeah.
Tommy Two Streets,
Yes.
my friend, my love. He's so mad at me, by the way, for cutting his hair the wrong way. I misunderstood what he wanted for his haircut, and I gave him like a high and tight.
Well,
It honestly looks good,
translate
but
it.
it's not the haircut you wanted.
It doesn't fit my head, so to speak.
I could see that, yeah. But
It works.
yeah, it works. It looks
works.
nice on you because it's like a nice clean cut, and you have the
Yeah.
glasses and everything. Like, it looks cool on you, but it's not. It's definitely not the haircut you wanted.
It's just not what
But I can tell
did.
you feel a little anger towards me. That's
Well,
okay.
The sides of my head feel nice and breezy, so
Yeah.
I feel good.
Easy
actually.
breezy.
Yeah.
Beautiful Tommy girl. So, I want to ask you today, baby, what is on your mind?
Oh, I like the way you phrased that.
Yeah, I changed it up a little bit.
So, not much. I want to get to Mikey.
Really?
I want to get to Mikey.
Me
so.
too. I kind of want to rush through our shit because
So-
we have a lot to talk about. But
I took my dad to the airport today for work.
oh, and we have another viewer. I just want to say hello. I think that's my buddy Chris from Twitch.
Oh, by the way, if you didn't know, did you plug the Twitch already?
I did not, but
So
once again,
we're streaming this on Twitch live.
we are. And right now
Plug
in the
that
chat,
shit.
we have my good friend Music Gaming 12 and my good friend Chris. Once again, their handles on Twitch are music_gaming 12. And if you like speed runs of Castlevania 4, he does a lot of that. He also does speed runs of Chippendales. I can't remember the name. It's an NES game. It's an 8-bit NES Chippendales Rescue Rangers. And I think it's Rescue Rangers. And then I can barely see the chat, guys, just so you know if you can hear me. I can barely see the chat from where I'm sitting. But and then my friend Chris, he streams a lot of retro games too. He is at Super Chris World.
I will now be known as Chris.
Oh yeah, isn't that from South Park?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Superman episode. Yeah. Oh my god.
So-
So I'm gonna go look at the chat while you're talking.
So I'm taking my dad to the airport, and it was 12. It was 12 o'clock when I dropped him off.
PM?
First of all, from the moment he sat down, he's asleep.
12 p.m.
Yeah.
Like lunchtime. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I took a half day just so I could do it, and I was like, "Fuck, I'll take the rest of the day off. Why not?" So
Of course you can do that.
he's immediately asleep as soon as he sat in my car. Phone in hand, screen on. He also has his phone set in such a way that his screen never goes to sleep.
Cool.
So it's always lit up. no
That's how
matter
mine
what.
is as well.
I
I have to have it. It's just distracting.
I can't.
My phone's been staying on. Like if I plug it in and like I choose something on Spotify, I put it on my mount.
I don't
15 minutes
mind
down the road, I
that.
look over. I'm like, why are you still on?
I don't mind that if it's plugged in.
No.
But he just does it raw dog all the time.
I also raw dog my phone all the
You're
time.
just
how
you're
you-
just mainlining the
That's how you
smartphone,
pocket
huh?
dial.
Yeah, fuck that.
I've
So
liked Instagram posts on accident that way.
so we get to the airport.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Was
We-
it your wiener?
No, I liked Instagram posts.
Oh, you
liked it.
Yeah,
Okay.
on
Gotcha.
accident, like stuff I didn't
I-
want to like.
I thought you said a light Instagram post.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Like a half-assed one.
yeah. This
So-
is half of my wiener.
Just half.
Yeah.
So
Just the veins.
I drop him off. We park we park at the gate, and he gets out. He gets out with his bag and his other bag, and he walks away, and I leave. And then I drive back down 95. There was a fucking shitload of construction, of course, on the southbound side, and three lanes were down to 2. So it took extra long. The sun was beating on me. My AC is out in my car right now. All of this shit was just adding to how annoyed I was that I was in the car still. So I got to exit like number 2, where that big McDonald's sign is on 95 South.
Market
Yeah.
Street.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I get I hear a phone ringing in my car.
No fucking way.
And of course, because he's old, it's the ringtone of the old school phone, like the. And I was like, "What the fuck?" It stops ringing, and then we're going so slow, it starts ringing again, and I can't find it. So I'm like, "Oh fuck, his phone is in my car. It's under the seat somewhere or something."
Of course it is.
I'm driving, so I'm like simultaneously hand on the wheel, head to my right, like looking for it, like rifling through the side of the seat, looking
Yeah.
under it. Can't find it. So I pulled over. I took exit 2 and I pulled into the parking lot, and I found it. It was wedged between the seat, still plugged into the charger. He just fucking he left his phone in my car to get on a fucking plane to go to work. So luckily he has a couple of his friends' numbers memorized, and he called his friend.
of course he does.
So because he's old,
Yeah. I have some of my friends' numbers still memorized.
I have a couple.
I have my wife's phone number memorized.
I have my parents and my girlfriend's. That's about it.
Yeah.
So he calls me. He's like, "Hey, your dad just called me from somebody else's phone in the airport." And he said, yeah, he needs you to come back and bring him his phone. I was like, "No shit."
Yeah.
So I fucking turned around, went back up 95 to the airport, went all the way back down again. There's some kind of fucking motorcade because I saw about 50 police cars
Jesus.
that were holding up traffic
Yeah, sounds-
with something. It wasn't even like a town car or a limo or anything. It was just some long ass line of police cars
Today?
today at like 1 something
Oh, no. I wouldn't
in
know.
Pennsylvania. So that fucking pissed me off.
Okay.
And I wish he wouldn't do things like that.
Yeah. Your dad's a silly guy.
But wait, what time was his flight?
His flight was at 1:45 or something.
1:45.
So he got to the airport at 12.
It's like
Chris
So he
is saying
got-
50 cops. Good lord.
so he went.
Yeah.
So you flew out of PHL
Yeah.
instead of Newark, like you said he normally does.
A lot of the time he'll fly out of Newark.
But-
Newark, yeah.
It's a scary
But
time right now.
That's not a. He's in he's not getting out of out of the checkpoint gated area. He got it obviously, but that's not. I would be like, fuck it. I just don't have my phone.
here's the thing: he was on the curb still when I got back.
So 12:30, 12:45 is probably
Ex-
when you got back.
Exactly right.
Fucking.
Yeah, so
Living on the fucking edge.
he told his friend to tell me he will be in the same spot that I dropped him off at.
You know what's wild that I just thought about? I haven't heard of anybody leaving their phone anywhere in a while since COVID.
Especially not people like him. He's
Yeah.
glued to the fucking phone.
Yeah, bro. I bet he plays Candy Crush like all the time.
He doesn't play games. He gets on Facebook.
Oh, he Facebook stalks?
Yeah, he's pushing 70. He's on
Looks-
Facebook, dude.
Just looks at shit he has no business looking at and be like, well, that's crazy. Like, why did she do
Not
that?
even.
It's like
He just
my mom
Gets mad
does
about it, yeah.
He doesn't even do that.
My mom
He just
doesn't even know what Facebook is.
My
My
mom
mom
is-
doesn't know how to use the internet.
My mom is young, and she like still has like.
Oh, I forgot you have a young
she
mom.
has boomer energy on Facebook. It's like,
Yikes.
what are you
Ay, ay, ay.
doing?
Wait, how
Like,
old's your mom?
She's a Gen Xer, I guarantee it.
40? Yeah, 40 something.
No
Nah.
shit.
Yeah,
When'd she have you?
1990.
Yeah, I mean, me too, but I'm saying.
Oh.
How old?
Oh, she was so.
Thank you.
I am 99.9% sure. I want to say 76. She was born. I
Damn,
wanna
she's
say.
a year old. She's a year older than my sister.
She was
14.
14 when she had you?
Yeah.
Damn.
Whoa.
She's
Sorry,
a
Mom.
year older than my
So
sister.
she is in her 40s. Bro,
Yeah,
my
she's in her
parents
40s.
are 67.
My dad is 68,
Yeah.
and my
Yeah, it's
mom
weird.
is something else.
So that's why like a lot of people think too, like well, not a lot of people, but like if you
Some.
didn't know me, like
Yeah.
if you met me with my brothers and my sisters, they're like, oh, those your kids? I'm like, nah. He's my brother and my sister, 10 and 7 years old.
That's
yeah, 'cause
right.
they're little.
That's right.
And then I have another sister. She's 28, I want to say. I think she was, 4 years younger than me. So
Something
she'll be
like that.
28 this year. I'll be 32.
Let's see.
32.
Yeah. Yeah, Chris. I don't know if you can
32?
hear from-
30
new.
She was really
30
young
new.
when she had him.
30 new.
So
30 new. Yeah, I'll be 32 in like 2 months.
yep,
Yikes.
2 months from next week,
Sure.
something like that. So
September.
earlier,
No, August.
That's I'm saying,
August
yeah, no.
9th.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're like technically, I would say 2 months.
Yeah,
older
I'm
than
older
us.
than you. Yeah, but you probably graduated before me, right? When did you graduate? 08 or
08,
09?
yeah.
Yeah, see, I was 09. My parents made me do like an extra year of preschool or something because my wife, I'm actually older than my wife by like 11 days, I think. Yeah. And she was a grade ahead of me.
Yeah, I was actually supposed to be 09 should have been my class because my birthday's September 28th.
There
So
you go.
I don't know what it was, but like I started early. Like it was the same thing. Like
Yeah.
how you did. They're like, oh,
Probably
well, he's
same
gonna do
shit.
another year of this, and my mom was like, no, I can't afford to.
Jeez.
I need school as a babysitter.
and feeding.
Yeah, and
Oh, yeah.
oh dude, I miss my lunch code.
Oh, I thought you were about to say you miss breastfeeding.
No,
you were
no.
talking about feeding. I thought you were about to
Jesus.
say,
No.
I miss it.
No, the reduced lunch code.
You always got titties on the mind.
Dude, I really do.
Because double lunch was the price of regular lunch. So in high school, I used to have my friends be like, "Oh, dude, just give me your money, and like I'll go like get your lunch." And then like a fucking degenerate would save up like every couple of days, and then go buy a pack of cigarettes from the Exxon that's across from the McDonald's.
That's
on
why your hair
Kirkwood
went gray
Highway.
so
Oh,
young.
probably. Fucking
You're smoking since you were 10.
13 probably.
13, yeah. Well, that's when most people start. Oh, my God.
Stealing them from grandma.
My sister did too, and she still does.
What, still steals
Chris
your
is
cigarettes from your
grossed out by
grandmother?
the things I say.
Well, that's not a shock to anyone.
The
Definitely,
breast, I think the breast milk comment got him.
yeah.
That was-
Got me
that was
too.
cool.
I know. I'm disgusting.
Got milk?
Oh, my God. Bro, I'm lactose intolerant, and I would straight up buy milk if the Got Milk logo was just like,
Tits.
yeah, just like
I'm sure a lot of
Just-
people would.
Got Milk and just like a pair
A
of like,
set of cans.
yeah, Angela White's breasts.
Jesus.
One of my favorite porn actresses.
Yeah.
You guys know what I'm talking about, right?
Oh no,
No. I do not know.
Yeah.
no, not me.
I am a good boy.
Oh, porn makes me okay. Did you? I have a license plate, which I thought was silly.
Well-
In fact, it's so silly. Oh, sorry. What?
You get to that, and then I'll bounce back with some.
Oh,
I have
alright.
I have so fucking many written down. It's
Dude,
stupid.
me. Oh, so many license plates.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was
I
the
have
only one
one.
I really saw. I saw Beach Bum again. By the way, I had
Maybe
mentioned
they
that
should
this
get their
was a
ass back
few
to the beach and stay
episodes-
there.
Yeah, they really should. I think they're in like a. I don't want to say what car they're in, but so there was this like woman who looked like a little bit older than middle-aged art teacher. If you can like picture that in your head.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
I had that art teacher.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And her license plate was Whimsy, and it was adorable. And she was trying to cross with traffic in the road.
In the
And
car?
No, her car was like in an area where there's a lot of traffic that runs by, and she had to like get to it, but she couldn't open her door because it's like almost like a breakdown lane where you have to park. There was a lot of cars rolling by, and she was trying to
Oh, so she parked the car and got out of... Okay.
yes,
Gotcha.
and then she was trying to get back in.
I smell you.
Thank you.
What's the one you got?
X James X.
Whoa. That guy fucks.
Yeah, I didn't. Well, I actually didn't see. I didn't see him, but I was actually pissed off at him until I saw the license plate, and I was like, you know what?
You get a pass.
That's fine. He didn't cut me off, but like there was like, don't get me wrong, there was room, but like I was going a lot faster than him, and he just like kind of moved over, and there was no reason for him to even move over. Like he should have just let me pass.
Oh, sorry, James.
But yeah, X James X, and it's not our friend James. I don't think.
No, I doubt it.
XJ.
He would never.
Ellis.
He would never pay for a vanity plate. A and B. He moved.
So does that mean that
No,
their
it was
name?
in Pennsylvania. Where did he move to? Because
he defected to Pennsylvania. He traded.
It just like
Not Delco though, because I've seen pictures of his pool.
oh, I used to
Too
live.
nice
That's
for
where I
Delco.
grew up. Was in Delco.
Same sort of.
Yeah, it's fucking awful there.
Yeah, both of yous.
But
Use-
That reminds me of
Chris said he wants a license plate that says Pussy Patrol 69.
It's too long, Chris. You can't do that.
No, but the way he
P-
spelled it, I think
What is it?
could be.
I'm just gonna guess. PSSYPTRL 69.
Yeah, that's exactly.
there
how he
we
spelled
go.
it.
That would work.
Nice.
I worked at the DMV for 10. No, I didn't.
Mikey Fresh, everybody. He's a world class fucking
Yeah.
liar.
You know what else I've been into? I've been into lying lately.
Oh yeah, that's my new hobby.
So that cutting off story reminded me of one I saw. Brooklyn. It was
just said Brooklyn.
Just Brooklyn. It was,
well, Chris.
The city
Once again, oh, you
or
know
a
what?
girl?
Fucking goddamn it! I got that wrong again. Where you live, Chris?
It was
you live
too-
in Queens.
it was too long to be a
that up
regular
again.
plate, so it was like one of those vanity ones. But of course, he fucking cut me off, and that reminded me of the discussion we had.
He said,
about,
"Give that man a prize."
Jesus, man.
I gotta read these things.
No, you don't.
I have.
You
to.
don't. They'll still be there when we're done.
Ooh.
That's a good point.
They're not going anywhere. Just like me.
But for the content, he needs to interact. Something with Twitch,
Chris
the
is my
algorithm,
friend.
and blah 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 blah.
Yeah. I saw iGolf 8. I saw
Wait. Was it spelled like?
IGOLF hyphen.
Oh, like the letter I. So it was like iGolf.
Yeah.
I thought it would have been like
Hyphen
I,
8.
So it's the eighth,
EYE.
That's the 8th one.
Like maybe he was a vision doctor, an optometrist.
I s-
Ophthalmologist? No, I was right the first time.
Optometrist.
See,
Yeah.
see if you can guess either one of these two.
Oh god.
I've got THKUASI.
TH.
Wait. THKUSI.
UASI.
Thick goosey?
Thick Australian.
Oh, that
thick-
could be it.
Thick Aussie.
Thick Aussie.
If it was AU,
you think
maybe.
it's thick Aussie?
Yeah.
But it's UA.
Oh, UA.
Yeah. And I've got DMNLGST.
DMN LGST. No fucking Dave Matthews. Mike. I don't know.
I was thinking it was like demonologist or something.
Well, wait. Can you read it again, please?
DMNLGST.
That's demonologist, yeah.
Okay.
I actually have the book Demonology by Ed Warren. Who that
cool.
Yeah, that guy's a fucking real piece of shit.
I
But
Is that
got.
Elizabeth's brother?
I saw.
It is it is Ed and Lorraine Warren. It's like what the Conjuring movies are based on. Yeah.
I saw Smarty. SMARTIE on a smart car.
Oh,
Smarty.
that's
Aw.
clever.
I saw Shovelhead.
Oh, I like that. You know what that is?
Yeah, it was on a Harley license plate.
Oh yeah, that's so you probably have an old shovel head.
Yeah, SHVLHED. It was cool. And then,
That is cool.
ironically, it was storming really bad last week, and I was driving behind the storm. DA storm.
That's a good one.
Storm.
And I was like, hey man, do you mind with this fucking weather?
Oh, you think that guy comes a lot? Baby, I'm giving you the storm.
I don't know.
These are the
see.
questions I need to ask.
I saw Sweet. I saw Fancy 6.
Maybe that's supposed to be for fancy sex.
Maybe.
That could
I
be.
saw Dog 14. DAWG 14.
Dog.
I'm telling you, I have so many. Oh, that was being driven. That was a Hummer.
Maybe we probably shouldn't say what the cars are.
This is important.
Hummer H2.
It was a Hummer H1.
Oh!
It was a camo Hummer H1.
Ooh.
The driver had American flag shorts on.
Oh my fucking
Oh.
god.
Well, it was
That
it last
guy
weekend?
fucks.
Was
That
it this weekend? This past
It was 2 weekends ago, I think.
Ooh.
That guy
That's-
definitely wears no
that
fear
was
hoodies.
that was not
Yeah.
to celebrate the holiday weekend. That was his every fucking day. My man steps out.
He said he puts those American flag shorts on one leg at a time
Oh.
with fucking CCR playing, and he goes, "I'm stepping out."
No, I
Let's
just
see.
feel like he walks out every time he walks to his car. He plays either on his own headphones or loudly in his car, like remotely. That "I'm a Real American" song. Hulk
Oh,
Hogan's
God.
walkouts.
You know
or
that's-
Danger Zone by Kenny Loggins.
You know that's
That's a good-
that's
yeah.
Donald Trump's ringtone.
Oh my god.
I heard that. No, I'm sorry. That's Proud to Be an American.
Yeah, Chris, Conjuring 2 was kind of lame.
Big same. Good point.
Yeah.
Not
yeah.
like any of them.
The third was
saw the first one.
trash.
I have a great story about when I saw the first one.
Tell me.
I took Garrett to see New Order. New
Oh, yeah,
Order on
the
his
band?
on his birthday.
Aw. Wait, when
fucking-
was that? 2013? I
Yes.
thought we all hung out. Maybe not. Go on. Maybe we might have split.
We
it
might
up.
have meant to,
because
or
sometimes
something.
we'll do in the middle where all three of us, because our birthdays are all like within that week.
So we saw. First thing we did, we saw The Conjuring in the old United Artists Theater
yeah,
in South Philly.
Philly, yeah.
And let's just say, how could I say this? It was a black movie theater. Let's just be honest. We were the only white people in there.
Okay.
And it was the funniest, greatest
Oh, that has-
experience of my entire life. Because people
Oh,
were
in Philly, yeah.
fucking screaming at this movie.
Yeah, dude.
And, like,
Honestly,
don't do that.
It's
Like
Mystery Science Theater,
dude,
but in real life.
it was the
It's like the greatest.
it was
thing.
one of, to this day, it's one of the fun. It is, I think, the greatest movie experience I ever had in a theater.
Oh yeah.
So we did that. We walked around South Street for a while, and then we saw New Order at night at the Man.
That's TLA.
At the Man,
Oh, the man.
it was tight. So I only have a couple more.
I thought you said with the man.
I saw Skip 16. I saw Killer, KLRQEEN,
Killer Queen.
Killer Queen.
oh, I thought it was Killer QAnon.
I wish.
Could honestly could go either way.
Yeah. QEEN.
Oh, QEEN.
Yeah.
Oh no.
That's
Chris,
that's
definitely
Chris
Queen.
is saying Donald Trump's ringtone is him. Hold on.
Hey Chris, do you want to be on the fucking podcast, man? Come on, Jesus. Fuck. Do you want to? If you want to fucking call in, you can.
Didn't mean-
We have the capability.
Oh, he says it's him screaming his own name as he's masturbating to it. Yo,
Donnie.
Chris
Donnie.
should be on the podcast.
Hey, maybe.
I am the best comer in the world.
We should have a call in from Chris, because he I think Chris, you're streaming full time these days, and
Which means
which is pretty awesome.
he's got a legit setup. So if you just hook it in, it's gonna sound.
That's true. It will sound
That
great.
is true, yeah.
We'll put a pin in that one. That's a great idea.
You're too shy
So,
for that. Get out of
when
here.
it comes to these license plates and you see like, what was the one like, something 6 or like
Fancy Six.
Fancy 6. Do you think like that's their 6th car and they always just get fancy, or do you think like they were just fucking unlucky and they're
But
like,
what-
I want fancy? They're like, there's already 5.
That's what I always say.
Remember when
Yeah.
you saw what was the number?
There's like one.
It was
like they always
something
have
one?
like something one.
Yeah, I wonder if it was the 6th fancy that was available.
Yeah,
or
but like,
something.
is it like? That's my question though. Is like, I mean, they're fancy. They have to have 6 cars.
Guess so.
Is it like every one of their cars is like fancy? fancy
Well, then
one,
there's-
Or
fancy 2, fancy
there's
3?
6.
That'd be
Maybe
number
they're
7.
one of 6, like siblings wise.
Oh, could
and
be
they
that.
all have fancy, and it became like a thing. Like, okay, I know a person that named all of his kids his name.
George Foreman.
Yeah, but I know a person personally. Like, I know a person very well who did that. I'm not gonna say their name on the podcast, but
And all their kids.
all their
obviously.
kids have the exact same
Yeah.
name because they like thought it was funny, but they gave them different middle names.
That's kind of funny.
Wait, so do they
I
have
don't-
like the like James Smith the second, James Smith the third, or like I don't
No,
know,
their
they're
name is
all,
just like
because the middle name is different? Is that how that works?
yeah, that's it.
Weird.
Yeah, it's gonna make everything really crazy later on in life.
When are we going to get rid of middle names?
Oh, wait.
Well, I shouldn't say that because I know so many people who actually went by their middle name rather than their first name
because they just thought it was
because
Yeah.
they fucking hated their first name.
Yeah, they do come in handy like that. I only have
Middle
two,
names?
Yeah,
I
middle
only have-
names. Yeah.
Yeah,
I only have 2 more, so we can please get this thing back on track.
Yeah, let's go.
I saw
he hates being interrupted.
I saw Bewitched,
I've seen that plate.
BWTCHED,
Okay,
and Lady Nerd,
lady nerd. Aw.
LADINRD.
I bet that person
Ooh.
has like a Harley Quinn tattoo,
Pick me.
Got to. Yeah, pick me. That's a pick me
That's a
fucking.
pick
or
me.
like
Shit.
they have like a Muggle tattoo.
God
you know?
damn it.
You and every other Disney adult.
That's exactly.
Oh my God. The fucking Deathly Hollows, kill yourself.
I actually never saw the Harry Potter movies past the third one,
We talked
or
about this. You
read
got-
the books
We
past
talked.
the third
We
one.
talked
yeah.
about this on the Angie episode.
Yeah.
Shout out, Angela.
I'm telling
you.
Mikey
Got
Fresh.
there. You
I
got
listened. I was doing the dishes during that.
Ironically, no, you got to watch them. They're great.
Yeah, but
Why is that ironic?
I used to actually watch the movies and do book reports on them back in middle school.
Nice.
It is.
I never read any of my entire middle school and high school career. I never read any of the books we had to do book reports on. I just
Skimmed back.
I've always been really good at on the spot public speaking, so I just would make things up.
Nice.
Yeah, I had
Wait,
to
you
do
had to like
yeah,
recite your book reports?
yeah, like you would get up in front of the class and talk
No,
about.
I had to like type it, put a cover
No,
letter.
I
and all
know.
that
We would do
bullshit,
that
and-
too, and then we'd give like I went to Cap Calloway also. It was like an art
So
school.
wait, did you like
so-
go up there with like a blank paper and just?
You know, I just I
went
just
to fake
figured
school.
shit out. You know what's really funny? So my ex's daughter, one time she had to do like a poetry reading or whatever. They had to like make up something like in class. She wrote and recited all the lyrics to Thriller without the teacher even realizing it, and everybody clapped at the end.
How?
She was like a big Michael Jackson fan when she was a little kid.
No, but
It's
like
close to
how did her
midnight.
teacher not know?
I
Like,
just probably
I'm-
just was never.
I am not a huge
MJ fan.
Michael Jackson fan, but like, who the fuck doesn't know the lyrics? to
Something
Thriller?
evil lurking in the dark. That's
If you
so
say
funny.
it like that, though, nobody like. I bet I could fool a bunch of people like that.
I don't know.
That's fair.
That's
Yeah.
a big
That's fair.
50-50 chance, though. That's a
Thriller.
pretty-
It's not like she was like, Thriller night. Like, like she just like took the other part. Yeah. It's pretty funny.
Now, do you have anything else on your mind?
I have a top yeah.
Well, let's get to it.
Let me
Fucker.
before we bombard Mikey Fresh here with questions. All right. So, you know what I fucking hate when people say I'm doing the best I can.
Why? Some people are.
Okay, yes. So I've learned to not hate it.
Oh,
That's what I wanted to talk about.
I
So-
see what you're saying. Okay.
So
Sorry.
I always thought you could do better because that's how my dad is. He's always been like that. But I think some people really are doing the best they can, and it's just not that good. Like I think, and like so many people these days don't really. I feel like they don't have real jobs. You know what? I always talk about this. Like everybody's a fucking project manager. And I'm like, what the fuck is that?
They
Like, I have
manage
no-
projects, obviously.
Yeah, thank you very much for that fucking.
Do I have some news for you?
Yeah. No, but I always was like, oh my fucking god, you're not obviously like doing the best you can. But now I think they really are, and they're just not that good.
Yeah. You have to be okay with people's
That-
mediocrity.
Yeah.
It also comes to do like, especially like since COVID, like a lot of people were
Yeah.
trying to get into like new things. Like skateboarding blew up, bikes blew up,
Sure, yeah.
rollerblades are.
I see that. They're
inline
huge
skates,
again.
It's insane. But like, if you're doing your best and it's not that good and you've been doing it for a while, like maybe it's just not for you. Like just move on. Like there's another thing to do.
Yeah, you need to have a realization.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's important for people to be told when they're not good at something.
It's valuable sometimes.
Yeah. I was going to say the second part of that is like, if you really love it, continue and
Yes.
take criticism
And
take
then
notes
get better,
and get
not
better,
just
yeah.
give up automatically.
Like that's the only reason. Like I probably why you used to hate that saying is like I'm doing the best I can. It's like, Okay, well, listen. Well, then, are you ready to listen?
Yes,
listen
very
and,
much
this
so.
Is what we need
Yeah.
to do. Like,
An
cool.
astute observation, Michael.
Yeah.
Michael.
My expertise for this podcast will comes in handy for that one.
And then, do you want to just do who you working with now, so that we can talk with Mikey?
I mean, we don't have to get our shit out of the way. That can come up organically.
I probably will.
All right.
Probably.
So, Mikey Fresh,
Ooh.
friend, family, friend to both of us for a very long time. Yeah.
When you're here, you're family.
On
Or unless
on
you're
this
at
side of
Olive
the,
Garden when
on
you're
this
here,
side of the
you're
boot,
here.
you're familia.
Oh my God, bro!
Familia.
We should totally do a live podcast at an Olive Garden soon. Those breadsticks are so fucking good. What do you do for a living?
What do I do for a living?
Now, what do you do now?
What do you do now? We know what you used to do.
I honestly don't even fucking know.
Just one of those mysterious jobs.
I've recently left retail. You
Oh,
guys know that.
thank
The
God.
listeners do not know.
For the listeners,
Round of applause.
For the listeners, Mikey Fresh over here worked for. Can I say, or would you rather me not say?
I'll
just not say.
We'll get into it. I'll say it.
Okay, well, he did retail for a very long time. Since you were a teenager, right?
Yeah.
Since
Yeah.
since I've ever
absolutely.
known you, at least doing retail of some kind.
Yeah.
15 or 16. My first retail
So half
job.
your life.
Yeah.
Why?
Christ Almighty.
More than half my life. Yeah. Yes, more than half my life.
15, yeah, it would be.
51%.
Chris is saying
I'm the
congrats, man.
Thank
Yay.
you, Chris.
Chris can't hear this, but we're doing the round of applause.
He
again.
says fuck retail. I assume Chris used to work in retail.
Yeah, Chris, you can hear that round of applause next week at 12 a.m. Thursday.
Yeah.
Right?
5 a.m.
Yeah.
5 a.m. Sorry.
Yeah.
But no, yeah. The new gig is all right. So it's an AV installation tech.
That's
is what
awesome.
I'm doing.
Audio,
now.
video?
Audio video. Yeah.
Nice.
Never done it before in my life.
Good.
And there is a lot of networking. And I don't really need the knowledge of networking, but as far as I now know how to terminate cat cable. I now know how to punch wall jacks for cat. I'm like, what do I gotta learn how to do? Easy as shit. Didn't think I was it was something I was going to pick up on really quick. It's only been a few weeks
So
since I've
you
actually been in the position.
basically fell ass first into an electrical job kind of.
Kind of, yeah. But oops, sorry, I got it.
Do they really need people right now?
Go
Is that
ahead.
what they hurting for people?
This company, this office in particular for this company, a little bit they're
Yeah.
looking for people. I actually got a little lucky. Shout out to my friend Taylor who kind of recommended the job to me and then put out a word for it. Tom, we were actually talking about you today because I saw him when we were working.
Taylor.
Koch.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy?
Yeah,
I know
so
him.
he-
that guy's super
haven't seen
cool.
Oh yeah,
Taylor in a million
because
years.
he worked at
I
Guitar Center across the
I
street.
used to cut his hair all the time.
Yes, yeah. He told me about that today. He was like, "Oh yeah, I forgot. It took me a minute to realize that. Oh, that's who cuts Mikey and Tom's hair."
Yeah. Really
yeah,
good dude.
right across the street. You mean?
I haven't seen Taylor in a million years.
But no, he
Yeah.
hooked me up with the job, and it's the way he explained it was okay, I've been playing music my whole not my whole life. That's a lie. But
a lot of it. More than you've been working retail.
more, yeah. And when I worked at Guitar Center, the whole setting up pedal chains and stuff like that, and, helping people organize all of that. That was what I love doing. I like doing it. I'm actually the only person I know with a pedal board that I have a custom snake that I made. So
So those
if I were to play a show, it's literally okay. This is my effects in, my effects out. This is going into my amp. This is going boop boop boop. Everything's plugged in, plugged out. I can get off. I can get it on and off stage. 2 minutes.
Rad.
Yeah.
So those skills translate to that job. That makes perfect sense.
In a way, yeah. So the last week and this week. So I've actually only been, like I said, it's been 3 weeks. This is my 4th week.
So cool.
I've been doing installation rack fabrication where it's okay, cool, we have this list of parts we need. It needs to go in this rack space, needs to go in this rack space. Easy. Okay, that's out of the way.
Yeah.
And then it's right now we're working on dressing cables, which is meticulously terminating one end or measuring out how it oh, it's supposed to go here, it's supposed to go there. And then we cut it, terminate the one end, run it through, and then we strap one down. Strap it down the end. It's very, very tedious, but dude, I fucking love it. If I could be in the shop 8 hours a day, just headphone in, listening to a podcast, listening to music, and
Dude,
just
yeah.
just tediously moving and So far, so good. The shop manager who's been like training me has been like, dude, like, you're fucking killing it. Like,
that's awesome.
No one has the patience to do this, especially like when they're out in the field. And he's like, you keep this up, like you can probably like move up and like.
Fuck yeah.
So like stuff that like Taylor's doing. He's a quote unquote field engineer.
Yeah.
Which essentially he showed me today. Like it's something I already started like learning a little bit. It's different programs that look like if like a digital audio workstation and CAD were like had a baby, like that's what it is. It's like, oh cool, yeah, like you have your thing here, and then you just like, oh, I want these many outputs. And
Sounds
this output,
confusing.
I want an EQ on that. I want a compressor on that. And then it's going to send to this. It's
That's
a little
like
confusing.
in the weeds.
I don't know shit about networking, but apparently like that's like for this field that before you get into like real engineering and coding, like this is what you do. I was like, dude, I could sit at a fucking computer and just on quote unquote like plug and play CAD and just like make audio routes all day.
Yeah, why not?
Would love to do that.
How's the schedule?
Oh my god, it's fucking amazing.
Go on.
Monday through Friday, holidays. Now in retail, you get paid holidays as like a full-time employee, but you still fucking work the holiday.
Yeah.
Because most holidays in America fall on a. We're gonna do it on Monday. You're gonna have a 3-day weekend.
We're gonna
you were never
observe
considered
it.
a full-time employee in retail?
I was, yeah.
Oh.
But you get like so how it would work. Most companies and like the company I worked at was 5-day work week, right?
Uh-huh.
Friday,
In theory.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, most important days of the week. As a store manager, you gotta be there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sundays, take one off, rotate them. That's what
Sure.
I would do. But when it comes to like the holiday weekends, like for my old position specifically, Mondays that was my office day. That was when I was back there for 8 hours a day making schedules, making plans, blah, 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 blah. We'll get into all of that probably at some point tonight, but had to work Monday, but you just take a third day off, another day of the week.
Sure.
That's how it's worked the last fucking 8 years of my fucking.
So it's Monday through
every
Friday.
15 years of my life.
Monday through Friday. What time of day? First part.
The
better part.
First week of like training was like 8 a.m. to 4:30.
Mm-hmm.
And since now that like I'm in shop like doing shit, 7 a.m.
Fuck.
Except for like today, my boss, it was supposed to be 7 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. He was like, yeah, we're gonna start at 8:30. So I was like, all right, well, I'll come in at 8:30. And I was like, all right,
Nothing
cool, we're
wrong
leaving
with
at
that.
4:30, like 4:30, 5 o'clock. That's cool. And he was like, oh yeah, so everyone's cutting out at 3:30 today. I'm like,
Fuck
Hell
yeah.
all right.
yeah.
I'm like, what do I do for pay? He's like, 8 hours.
Welcome
like,
to the
all
good
right.
life.
Dude,
Love it.
Welcome to the good life.
that
A
type of
set
shit happens in my new job too. It's
A set
fantastic.
schedule is the biggest. That was the biggest game changer of my entire life. Was when I got a sit down, or not sit down, but like a job with a steady schedule.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
That was also one thing I was like, not even gonna lie to you. Like, you asked me the question about working 9 to 5 Monday through Friday like a couple years ago. I'm like, yeah, fuck you. Like, I
felt the same way.
I like to sleep in. I like doing this.
I like to mix it up, you know.
But, like-
I thought the same fucking thing.
It was COVID that like opened my eyes to that, which was we shut down. We're store managers. The fuck are we gonna do? But
True.
Like, they wanted us to keep like going and just like, hey, like, let's keep practicing. Like we were like doing office days Monday through Friday. I'm like, what are we doing?
What did you do?
What are we doing? Like literally make schedules, catch up on like trainings. Me particularly, I was in like a higher position in my district.
Finger quotes.
Finger quotes. Had a title, but it wasn't a pay increase, as you would.
Never
You would
is.
hope.
Never comes
Never
with a pay
fucking is.
increase.
Chris is saying fuck people that go shopping on Christmas. They're assholes.
That's
Try to go in.
Oh, we
for
can get
retail.
into we can get into that. Like the holiday shoppers. Oh, I'll let you know
yeah.
about some.
oh boy.
Yeah, say it now. Tell me.
Here's my favorite.
Get into it.
I can't believe they have you working on Thanksgiving.
Oh,
I know.
I can't believe you're fucking shopping. What do you want?
We both can't believe that we're here. Isn't that weird?
Oh my god!
You fucking piece of shit.
It's like that Spider-Man meme where they're pointing at each other.
It's like you realize the only reason the mall is open on Thanksgiving
for
this
people.
year is because last year you decided to come here at fucking 6. Where isn't the mall open? We just got all my turkey done. Like go home, yell at your wife, sleep on the couch. That's what you do on
Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Don't come to the mall and yell at my 16-year-old kids that are pissed that they have to fucking be here because the mall's open.
Aye.
God. But yeah, no. Monday through Friday schedule, like now it's so sick. Like just thinking about like all the I say all the fun stuff I can do with like my Friday night.
Well,
Saturday,
you can
Sundays.
you can plan things so easy.
Oh yeah, like
You have you know exactly what's coming.
yeah,
So-
anything after 5 o'clock Monday through Friday, and then Saturday, Sunday, whatever.
Free game, exactly.
game, yeah.
So when you were a store manager in retail, did you ever have to fire somebody?
Oh yeah,
all the time?
I guarantee it. All the time.
Did you ever get used to it, or did you ever hate it? I mean, or did you ever like it, or did you ever hate it?
So I've never. So I kind of got lucky. A lot of the times that I had to fire somebody, or like it wasn't like I had to fire them. It was more just like
You
they
gotta
didn't show
go.
up 2 days consecutively, or they called out, or sorry, 2 days back to back. That was like no call, no shows. Was like job abandonment.
That's not
And the
good.
thing is too is like you would leave them voicemails. They would never fucking call back. Never, like, except for one. And I don't really want to get into that one because it was kind of like the first, like, HR situation I ever had to deal with that was
yikes.
like, I was in the hospital. And I was like, oh, fuck.
I wish
Ugh.
I wish I had the whammy noise.
Did you yell at them? And
No.
then-
No.
Oh,
It
okay.
was, I was very, like, so that's one thing is, like, I was always very just, like, understanding, like, okay, like, I completely understand. I was like,
you were
like,
one of those people, so
Yeah.
of course you understand.
yeah, that was just, like, one of those, like, hey, like, just to let you know, like, we haven't heard from you in like 4 days, so I already submitted your termination. However, HR, I said, hey, if they can prove they were in the hospital, like, as shitty as that sounds, like,
Yeah.
even like me telling them that, like,
I know.
I believe you, but like,
We need-
it's out of my hands.
we
There's
need
nothing,
documentation. It's that
like,
simple.
I already
Yeah.
sent the paperwork off because I'm like, all right, well, this person doesn't give a shit anymore.
Dang.
But firing somebody, no. It was either just like I would have to like write them up, and there's so many times like which I don't get. Like I've been written up and like chastised before, like as like a 16, 18-year-old like in retail. Like
Really?
I've been yelled at by my boss before. Like, dude, like one of those things. Like,
Yeah.
what the hell are you thinking? Like, what are you doing? Like, you're late. Like,
Oh yeah.
like,
yeah.
I've had that shit before.
Yeah.
No, but usually like with those, like I don't know if it's like a generational thing or it could also be regional because again, my experience as a store manager was in Ohio, not on the East
Not
Coast.
on the East Coast.
Oh, okay.
I would literally there's so many people I'd like write them up and they would either quit on the spot because like they were like so disappointed in themselves or like thought that like, oh, this is going to be a bad track. Like pretty much like you write somebody up, they just don't 9 times out of 10 they don't show up again. Like that's
Wow.
it. Like yeah, that's it.
Damn.
Yeah. So pretty much it's just like they either quit, let you know, or they just stop showing up.
And how different is that from the Northeast?
Ohio seems like a whole other world, dude.
It was a little bit of a culture shock for like a little bit. It was kind of like so. One thing I wanted to talk about was like speaking of like people cutting us off. What happened to like the energy like on 95, like through Pennsylvania to Philadelphia? Like it used to be like if you think of like what a Nissan Altima does on the highway, like everybody drove like that. Like just completely reckless, no laws, weaving in and out of traffic.
Yep.
And like when I first moved to Ohio, everybody was just so cautious and just so just like, especially
Oh,
if
yeah, it's different.
dude. Especially if it rained, I'm like, dude, this city,
Oh my god.
this city sees so much precipitation a year, and you guys don't know how to drive. Like,
Dude,
but
95 in that stretch
Dude.
is what for the longest time. That's how I learned how to drive.
Yeah.
Was going to Philadelphia all the time, and that's like where I got my like my
your wings,
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we all did.
Top Gun now in theaters.
Yeah.
Or no, Maverick. Fuck. No, but like, dude, since I've been back and like I am now, I travel to Delco for work, and today I actually had to drive to Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Everybody's just driving just like so meh. And like in the city, like living in the city of Wilmington, the amount of times I get to a stop intersection with 4-way stop, person is there before me, and I drive a manual transmission, so usually like I like
You gotta
like,
roll
kinda,
a
like,
little.
roll a little bit, and I like all like all right, well if I can just keep rolling a little bit, I can throw it in second and not have
Yep.
to like stop completely to like keep going. And like they're there before me, and they give me the look. Oh no, you go, neighbor. And I'm like, no, you go.
Please, I
Not
need you
how
to go.
this
Actually,
works. It's like, dude, just stop being so neighborly for fucking 5 seconds in your life and just Philly roll the fucking stop sign.
Yeah.
So I can do the same fucking thing. Yeah, I don't know what happened to like the aggressive driving like of like the East Coast, but like,
it's different.
See, I think it's
I
worse
used-
now.
I used
Way
to, like,
worse.
Gloat about like, dude, this would never like, dude, like if I was driving 95 going to Philly, it would be.
I think it's
I would be in the right lane.
Did
Everybody
everyone-
would be in the left.
I think it's worse in a different way.
Oh my god, no! Since the pandemic, everybody got fucking terrifying on the road, and no one's paying attention anymore. Everybody's on their phone.
I think
scary.
Actually,
out there.
saw a dude today when I was driving south 95 south, like right before like where like the sports complex is.
Yeah.
There you
Oh,
go.
sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
Right before like where the sports complex is.
Yeah.
Dude was in the exit lane.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like an exit lane that like kind of veers right. It was like a fucking hard right.
Oh yeah, I know.
He
exactly
just
what you're
kept
talking
going straight, and he did not realize it until he was almost where the next fucking exit is coming onto 95.
Jesus,
until he
dude.
finally got over, and I'm sitting here like behind him, like, oh, what the fuck? Like, I
What
didn't
am I
even,
about
I
to
didn't even like
see?
want to get over, so like I started braking just in case. I was like, I don't know what this fuck dude's doing,
Ugh.
and then he finally got over, and I was like, okay.
Jesus.
Dude, I've seen
Yeah, dude.
people watching like YouTube or TV shows on their phone, like having it like sitting like right here while they're driving.
That's insane.
It's fucking terrifying. Yes, Chris, it is a lot like that. Sorry, I saw that comment a while ago.
That actually reminds me of like a time on tour. My co-pilot, who was supposed to stay awake, we just put on Super Troopers and put it in the center console. And like I'm sitting here like he's asleep, and I'm like, fuck. Like there's nothing to keep me up, and I'm like,
What are you gonna do?
oh, large farva. Straight. But no, yeah, the East Coast driving is weird. It's like weird now. It's not as aggressive as I remember. Like I
Really?
remember being I remember being on the defense.
It's not
Driving like through Delco up to Philly.
Yeah.
And
God, I
even the
think
same
it's
way
so much
back.
worse now.
And
I
now
think
it's just awful.
I don't know that it's aggressive anymore as it is reckless.
It's very
It's just-
reckless.
it is very
yeah.
just dumb maneuvers. Just like
Yes.
the reason why there's actually so much traffic on that stretch of like 95 from like Chester, where like 322 exits onto 95 up to like where the Blue Route splits, is because so many people are just like, oh my god, speed bump.
Yeah.
And they just like slam on their brakes, and it just causes such backup.
yeah.
I'm like,
yeah, I know. It's insane.
because after you get like past like, especially like, it's not as bad going to work now because they actually finished paving 95.
Oh, coming home on
Coming
95
home where
South?
95 isn't paved on that like
Jesus,
stretch of
bro.
road,
Yeah,
it's just you see
the
brake lights,
worst.
brake lights. It's like, dude, it's not a speed bump. It's just
I
the road
go
is
I
a
go
little rough.
13.
Just-
I go 13 home.
yeah, I avoid
time.
it at all costs.
I should. Yeah, I probably could like get around all of that. Yeah.
So when you got to Ohio, let's say the first couple months when you started making friends, did everyone think you were like a fucking like G, like a badass because you were from the East Coast?
No.
Okay.
I had a
Or
different
like,
experience.
did they think you're an asshole, kind of a thing?
Well, no. So when I first moved out there, like the reason why I even like really did it was my really good friend and actually lived with him for most of the time I was out there. Met him on tour years and fucking years ago,
Okay.
and just kept it. He was actually one of like 5 people that like I met on like the road that like I stayed friends with.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
So I actually, it's kind of weird because when I was still an assistant store manager for the company, I was like, I have all this PTO and like I need to use it.
Yeah.
So like I texted him, I was like, hey, like, would you be cool if I like came and stayed with you for like a little bit? Because like I played Ohio like it's probably about a year or so.
And what was that band?
That was with Parallels when I was
Parallels,
like,
okay.
last time I was out there with
Cool.
that. But yeah, band that did fucking nothing.
Hey man,
We did
I've never played Ohio. That's pretty
but
cool.
now we so I was like, hey, like, yeah, like me and Nick were come out. And he's like, dude, like my birthday's that week.
Nice.
Well, dude, I'll take a fucking week off. We'll hang out. We'll have a good time. And I already knew the store that like I first went out there to take as a store manager was being built. And it was just like kind of like a butt of a joke of like, oh, you're gonna become a store manager and move out here, like,
Yeah.
And literally that was October. I moved in February the next year, so like that was October.
Oh,
So
wow.
you got October, November, December.
What was that, like
4 months later.
2014, 2015?
About 4 months later. Yeah, I was 2017. Is when I
Oh,
moved
that's
out there,
it?
Yeah,
Oh.
it was 2017 when I moved out there.
Jeez.
No,
Feels
so like
like-
I already
oh,
had.
wow.
Long story short, I already had
You had connections.
like 3 or 4 friends out there, and made like other friends that were just like kind of mutuals and stuff like that. So, only like a handful of them like already like kind of like knew other people from like the East Coast as well. So,
Okay.
and also like a couple of those like. A couple of people I know out there, like I wouldn't fuck with them if I saw them on, I saw them
No,
on the street.
I
so,
know.
like,
The reason
they
I
were more
asked
badass than me.
is because whenever I go anywhere or I'm stationed somewhere new, at like another army base or whatever, people
The
are like,
East Coast
"What are
has
you
a
from the
bad-
East fucking coast?" And I'm
Yeah.
like, "Yeah,
Yeah,
how'd
you
you
piece of
know?"
shit.
Yeah,
Yes.
and they're like, you're just like,
Well, what's really
'Cause you
fucking funny is it's not even just like the attitude and like demeanor. It's the way we say our O's.
yeah,
It's a dead giveaway.
Like mine's not as bad. Like, and I've been picking up on like more and more. Like, especially since I've been back, I'm like, oh fuck, like Foon, like.
Well, that's
Hoagie.
Delco.
Yeah,
That's
well,
like,
Delco,
I had
yeah,
to
for
not.
sure.
I had to learn to not talk. I had to learn to talk normal for.
Normal.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude.
Get a
Breeden.
hit-
You,
get a-
you remember Breeden?
Oh,
He
yeah.
actually. Fuck, dude. I
Get
want
a
to say when I was
hoagie
like
and go home.
when I was like 17, 18, I still had like a Delco accent because like my mom, and my dad grew up in West Philly, and we lived in Delco before moving to Delaware. And he would fucking like, he'd be like, "What did you say? You want a glass of what?" I'm like, "Yeah, dude, I just want a glass of water." Just
Yeah,
like,
water.
He's like, "You mean water?" And like every time I was like, "All right, well, let's go to Wawa get hoagies." And he's like, "You mean a hoagie?" Like he would like.
I don't even hear the difference, but that's
Oh, yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah,
Yeah,
probably
yeah,
not.
yeah.
I still can't get that one right, but there's
Yeah,
so much
right.
shit that like I would say, and he would correct me, and I was like bullied into like speaking.
Those people have
normal.
stupid accents too. Don't let that would
Like
never
from
let them-
Delaware,
Dude, I
so
know,
it's like,
like-
not much better.
Yeah.
I'm talking about
here.
I'm
Like,
talking about Ohioans. Sorry. Like,
What do Ohioans even sound like?
they don't really have an accent. Like some of them would
Nah,
have
that's
like.
not true.
It depends on where. Like so,
Probably
like,
have some southern twang at
There
some
is
point.
a little
yeah.
bit, which is like weird because it's like you were a northern territory. It's like I don't know where the southern twang comes
because out in the Midwest, that's just how it is out
Yeah.
there.
from.
Weirdos,
It was
man.
more so like culture shock of like I actually met people that called soda pop.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah,
I hate
I
pop
dated-
and
I-
suckers.
I was
for
gonna say I
fucking
dated a girl
lollipops.
that called a lollipop a sucker, and I was like, "You better fucking,
Oh my
it's a
God.
lollipop."
We're breaking up,
Yeah, no.
sucker. Am I at a lollipop factory? Because I saw all I see is a lot of suckers. Yeah.
No, but yeah, Ohio was just like over time, it just got weird, and I was like,
Dude, I've heard
Like-
just awful things about Ohio.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I lived in Columbus, Ohio, and Columbus is actually, if you haven't been, it's pretty fucking sick. Like it's
That's cool.
It's very like big city vibe, but
Yeah.
like compact.
That's cool. Yeah.
So like imagine if you took like the best parts, well not the best parts, but just like you took Philly and you just kind of like condensed it into like a
Like making it the
smaller-
size of Wilmington.
No, actually, because what's really fucked up is Columbus city limits was square mileage the same as Newcastle County.
Weird. So that's huge.
Yeah. So
Delaware's so small, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, like your actual like downtown Columbus is probably like I would say like twice, maybe 3 times the size of Wilmington.
Hey,
but like
shout
the
Shout out Buckeye
That's cool,
Donuts.
Yo, Buckeye Donuts actually was kind of sick, especially the one on campus because you could get like euros and shit. That was awesome. Actually, I won $100 from a college student on CeeLo out front of
Hell yeah.
because we were just fucking around and like I actually like won a couple hands. I was like, "Yo, you want to play?" I was like, "You want to play for $100?" And he goes, "Yeah, fuck yeah." And, first, I can't remember. Dude, it's been so long since I played the game, but isn't like trip 6? Isn't that like game over? Like I can't remember
Triple
what
six?
is trip 6. Like if you roll a trip 6, like there's no way you're beating that unless you roll a trip 6.
Yeah.
That's what I rolled the first fucking and I was like, I literally was like, "Give me your money." And everyone else, he was like, "What does that mean?" He's like, everyone else was like, "Dude, you just fucking lost." Like first roll, like, he was like, "I can't even roll." He's like, "Nope," and he just like dropped his $100 and kept walking. And I was like,
Damn,
I just 30 years old and stole money from like a fucking 20. Fucking his parents gave it to him. Who
Yeah,
cares?
dude, fuck that kid. Chris in the chat is saying that Ohioans are weird and they eat chili with their pasta.
I have
Oh
heard that.
yeah, Skyline. So,
Is that a real thing?
So
Yeah.
Skyline chili. Not Skyline chili. Fuck. What is
is wrong with those
called?
people?
It is. It's something. It's a chili. I know that. So it's
a thing.
spaghetti. It's
Yeah.
literally spaghetti and chili sauce and cheddar cheese.
That sounds like
It's actually. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've tried it once. It's not that bad.
really. It sounds like if Jesus
it's-
came back on Earth, he'd be pretty.
I think
pissed.
it is Skyline because Skyline Chili is like a chili chain that like I think started in Cincinnati and like kept
okay.
going.
It's also not that great though.
Yeah, their chili dogs are like
chili dog.
Sucking on a chili dog.
like I've had them before. It's like it's not something like I was at like an event, like at like I was actually when I saw fucking Slayer on their quote unquote last tour that lasted like 6 years.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Which one?
I was at that one and I was like, oh, I can get like I'm just gonna go get a chili dog. Like that's all there was. So yeah, but I'm not gonna like pull over on the highway. But oh, let's get my chili. Like no, like there's like drive-throughs. No, fuck you. Like I'd get Taco Bell before I went to Skyline Chili.
I feel like in Ohio would be cool because so what I've learned about Delaware is fucking Delawareans they know nothing about specific things. If that makes sense. Okay, what I'm saying is like if you go like, oh man, I was listening to your mom's house, like they would have no fucking idea what that is. But I feel like Tom Segura is selling out, stadiums full of people.
But I
ask anybody around here who's Tom Segura. I have I don't know.
Who, Joe Rogan's friend?
Yeah, or they just have no fucking clue. And I'm like, this guy is one of the most famous stand-up comedians in the entire world, and you don't know. But I've learned that about everybody in Delaware. Yeah. Like I'll say a movie, and they're like, "Oh, I don't know. I don't watch movies," and I'm like, "The fuck? What?"
It's not Top Gun. I haven't seen it.
But that's what I mean. If it's not like one of like 4 movies, like yeah, I've seen A Christmas Story.
Yeah.
Like Delawareans literally don't know shit about fuck.
Was filmed in Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah, that makes sense. I feel like all them movies from that era were because
it's
that movie was that was because all of the Rat Pack movies take place or they're all based on Chris Columbus's experience growing up in like the suburbs of Illinois.
Who the fuck watches Rat Pack movies?
I don't know.
Brat Pack, first of all.
I will say,
Brat.
Yeah, Brat Pack. The
Brat.
all the 80s like the
whatever.
What's the director at that time? John
Waters.
John Stamos. Yeah.
John Leguizamo.
No, Chris would know. He's a movie guy, although he hates my taste in movies.
Well, like every movie was filmed in either L.A., the Midwest, until Kevin Smith and M. Night Shyamalan put the East Coast on the map.
Chile was watery as hell, too.
That is
John Hughes was from Chicago.
That is not a fact that I just said.
Yeah.
John Hughes
films, yeah. But Chris Columbus was like the writer, right? I don't fucking know. My brain's not working.
Wait, he was writing movies like before he came over here? Before he discovered?
Before he discovered America.
Let's get into more work shit.
Yeah.
That was work shit.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some.
It was John Hughes movies and shit.
I want to have Mikey on like all the time.
I mean, he's always.
He lives right down the street now, right?
Yeah, you're a
walk
rad.
Yeah, actually, I didn't realize how close you actually were.
Yeah.
I thought because you were like a couple episodes ago, you guys were talking about pizza, and that's like how this like kind of came about. Mm-hmm. I was like, "Fucking come over," and I was like, okay, yeah, absolutely."
Mm-hmm.
I think I googled it. And I thought it was.
You still have the same phone number?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
dude,
hell yeah.
Yeah,
my phone's about to die soon anyway, so we do have to hurry the podcast up.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, yeah. No, it's not you. It's I forgot we were gonna live stream it, and I didn't get a chance to charge my phone.
Well, that's kind of on them, not us.
Ooh.
If you want to hear the conclusion of the podcast, you'll just have to fucking
stream it
like everybody else.
Not stream it. Yeah, I guess it is streaming. Yeah, Spotify. What's the other one? Apple Podcasts.
Stitcher for those Android weirdos.
Stitcher.
Something else.
Pod Central. I don't know if that's real. But if it's not, I'm a fucking. That's my new investment.
No, Joe Mama did.
Oh, Joe Mama.
Fuck.
Yeah. I know you have notes.
No, yeah. So it just.
But I could just keep asking questions.
Yeah, no. This was something.
I'm a question guy.
This goes kind of back to. Sorry to bring it back to like shitty drivers.
Yeah.
And how like shitty drivers like they're not as aggressive as they used to be. But they do dumb shit.
Yeah,
that's like, what I was saying.
I was literally on Union and Delaware Avenue.
Oh god,
coming home.
Union's already fucked up.
I'm at the red light. I see a car parked in a parking spot on Union, and they just fucking whip it. It's a red light. They just whip it a U-turn, and I'm like, oh, that was ballsy. Thank God. But then they pulled a U-turn just to park in the middle of the fucking street. And this is where North Union, so it's one way, one way the other way.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck is this dude doing? Is he trying to park? Like, I knew it was a Prius. Knew it whipped around. And I saw it.
Maybe it was my dad.
Around. And then I'm like, what the fuck is this dude doing? So I'm like, fuck it, I'll go around him. And like my windows were down. I was like, hazards would be nice. And then I look in my rear view. As soon as I drove past, hazards on. That was the first time I was like, oh, road rage works.
Yeah, bullying works.
I should do this all the time.
Bullying works.
Bro.
We should bring it back.
I wish I could explain to the viewers and listeners what Union Street looks like now. It used to be a normal fucking one-way street, but then they added all these parking spaces that are diagonal, but they're behind a bike lane.
Yep.
So if they pull out, they're going to automatically hit anybody in the bike lane. And nobody uses the spaces anyway. When they go and they park and they wait for their Capriottis or whatever, they just pull on the side, blocking all the cars in. It doesn't make any fucking sense. Whoever designed that stuff.
Also,
asshole.
to be fair, I've never, because I didn't spend that much time in Wilmington because my parents, we lived in Newark.
You were
when we
Newark.
first
See, I lived in
So-
Wilmington for forever.
They moved, I want to say like, actually, I think it was right before the pandemic, 2020. My parents moved to Union and Sycamore. So like they're like down that way.
Oh, yeah.
So now
I
I'm
used
like
to live on Maple, right
Now I'm
next
on
door.
Union like all the fucking time. I've never seen a bicycle.
Oh, really?
Ever.
See, I ride my bike.
Lincoln, never seen a bicycle. Union, never seen a bicycle.
What?
Lancaster Avenue, I've seen a bicycle, but it's not like a bicycle for sport.
Yeah.
It's a bicycle of I either stole this and I'm going to the methadone clinic, or
Yeah.
I stole this.
Yeah, dude, okay, this is Wilmington, Delaware. If
always
you
a
see,
tweaker on
if
a
you
bicycle.
see an adult on a bicycle that's not a gear bike, they definitely are fucked up.
Like the Wilmington skate park, there was like a
Yeah.
pink little girl's bike there.
Oh,
And I'm
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
this wasn't like some little girl who like came here with her parents and was like, I'm gonna ride at the skate park, and
Nope.
mom's just sitting in a chair. No, this is someone stole this from someone's house.
That skate park, I
Drove it and
always
just
see
left
somebody nodding out, like, all fucked
Oh,
up.
dude.
Bro, I saw a guy. I think I was talking about this on the podcast because I would go there in the winter when like nobody around early in the morning. Fucking meth head with non-issued like camouflage pants on because I wear real issued stuff, and he had them tucked
Authentic.
into his boots, and I was like, oh my god, this fucking guy. I was like, I gotta leave. One of us is gonna murder each other. Like this dude was all methed up. I love that skate park, but yeah.
Oh, speaking of like meth out and changes to the East Coast since they've gone.
Yeah.
I completely forgot. I had a park at Love Park today for work, and I forgot that they gentrified Love Park.
They did? I haven't
like,
hung out there.
So it's not the
In a
Love
while.
Park that we remember growing up. Skate videos, especially for those that don't. Well, everyone fucking listen to this podcast knows Love Park.
Probably. Yeah.
It's just like completely flat, and like it's like so like. Have you heard the term chuggy?
No.
It's like, I guess more. Is it more like late, like elder millennial,
Yep.
like early Gen X, like think Chevron and Live Laugh Love, like, and just like dumb shit like beer gardens and we're gonna take this.
I'm not part of that culture.
Yeah, we're gonna take a shipping container and turn it into a shop that you can walk up
that's
to and
called
order
chuggy?
tacos.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that a
shit
lot.
like that.
Okay, yeah, 'cause they do that fucking
Dude,
everywhere now.
As cute as they are, I call them fried chicken babies. Me and my girlfriend do. Doodles, labradoodles. They look like fried chicken dogs. We call them fried chicken babies.
That's hilarious.
That's a chuggy dog.
Like, a chuggy
absolutely.
dog.
Yeah, absolutely.
The industrial-looking food spots.
Yeah.
You mean like exposed ceilings
Yeah.
personified?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But it's like it goes hand in hand with like gentrification. Like that's what like Love Park feels like. And like I parked there. I went there. I had to go to work. I'm not going to say where I had to work at today.
Sure.
But like I had to
Yeah.
park at Love Park, and I'm like, oh fuck, I forgot they did this.
the fountains.
Damn.
They did this, and I was like, fuck. Like, and I'm sitting here just like, I got time to kill, and I was just walking around. Of course, 8:05 in the fucking morning, just woman nodding off. Like, and I mean nodding off. I mean her knuckle is dragging. Like her knuckle is dragging. I was like,
Damn, dude.
Oy
damn,
vey.
nothing makes you feel safe.
Oh yeah.
And then like I look, and there's like a family with their like fucking 6-year-old taking pictures in front of like the love sign. I'm like, ugh. Like
The real Philly experience.
Yeah.
at least like I just remember like at least like when we were younger, like I would go there. Like yeah, there's homeless people there, but like when there was like a crowd of kids skating,
Yeah,
like skating
it's
there,
different.
The fucking they're gone. Like they would like kind of like
FDR
scare
was like
away.
that too when I was a kid. Like there'd be homeless people just hanging out.
Yeah, but like they
yeah.
wouldn't fuck with anybody that was
No,
actually going
no.
like skating. So like it was like one of those things. Like yeah, Love Park was like a huge thing in like skate culture, which is
Sure.
actually sick. If you're ever in Wilmington, 7th Street has the Love Park ledges if you want to grind them. and feel
now
at home.
you're talking about the 7th Street Skate Park.
Yeah,
Yeah, I went there.
Two of those marble ledges are actually from Love Park.
I
when they
never
tore
knew
it
that.
down.
That place is awesome. Do people go there like on the regular? Okay.
Not as much anymore. There was apparently an incident where like they were having like impromptu car meets.
Yeah.
And, so get this. Apparently they were so fucking loud that people from Jersey were calling. People from over the river called to complain about the loud music in Wilmington.
I could see that, yeah. Wilmington's a fucked up and weird place,
yeah, people don't go as much, but like I went I want to say like last weekend.
I don't ever want to go when there's people there because I'm not good at skating. But
if you can go either like early.
I've been early in the morning there before.
Yeah, it's a good spot.
It's a really cool spot. Yeah. But the other skate park, Wilmington Skate Park, is I ride my bicycle there. Like it's so close.
Well, another thing with that is like I'm going to go early in the morning. No one's going to be there.
Yeah.
There's like 5 other people who had the same fucking idea. And they're always better than me, and I'm like,
bro, I'm terrible.
Practice.
Yeah, like, well, I mean, see, I'm not as good as you, but if you ever want to just go skate, like, let's meet up and go.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you can show me some shit. I've never been good, but I can do pop shove-its now.
Which
and I can do.
That's
Oh, really?
No.
Oh,
I got a couple.
I thought you could skate. Like I'm like I can do some boneless stuff and like I can do hand flip. I can do an old school kick flip.
Can I actually piss real quick?
Yeah. You know where the the bathroom is. You walk upstairs, go to the left, and you'll see it. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I've been holding it. You guys.
No, that's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the phone's about to die soon anyway. But
good.
Oh my god.
Let it die.
Well, we've been potting for what? Over an hour, right?
Just one.
Just one?
Mm-hmm.
An hour and 7 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
You having fun, viewers? Chris, and I see that there's one more.
Yeah. They're doing something.
But actually, Chris and I, we talk about gentrification going on too, because he lives in Queens, and we're always talking about gentrification going on in New York. So let me ask you, Tom, this week, who are you working with?
You ever had a coworker that could easily do something themselves
Hey, Ackerman, what's going on, bro?
and save like a lot of effort if
course.
they just did something themselves, but instead they like ask you to do it
Yeah.
just to be extra?
Yeah.
Like rather than just click a button and send a customer something yourself.
Yeah.
Like, although the customer is not your customer that you're assigned to,
Yeah.
you could easily just hit a button, send it, done. You draw up a long, elaborate fucking email, and you're like adding your screenshots. You send it to me or whoever else, and just completely draw out the process for no reason.
Yeah, bro, I work for the government. That's like all they do.
Fair enough.
They have people whose job it is to make sure your paycheck is correct.
Oh God.
And they fuck it up. Yeah, like I'm like how you had one job to do. Like this is your job.
You had one job.
But then you have to rely on me to make sure you gave me the correct paycheck, because if you overpay me and I don't realize it, they will flip their shit.
They will dock you?
But if they underpay you, it's a bitch to get your money.
It sure is, dude.
Go
it's
figure.
actually the weirdest, like actually the biggest culture shock of like changing to this new job is
We will, Chris. We're gonna do it regularly. He's saying we should do this on Twitch regularly. He's really
Sick.
liking it. Yeah.
well, I don't know why I said sick. It's not like
It is sick.
every fucking week.
You can come as much as you want, bro.
But
yeah.
No, the biggest change is like my every job I've had is you clock in when you start, you clock out when you're done, right?
Yeah.
Payroll's automated kind of thing.
Pretty much, and like if I'm working at a different store and like I'm not supposed to be charging my store like whatever it is, like I charge that store's payroll. Like
Gotcha.
Their allotment, which is easy. Is I clock in, I'm like, oh, I'm at this store number today. With this job, we have to like charge projects. We have to like actually create our own time cards. It's kind of weird. So it's like
I have to do that as well.
Like, I worked on this this project we're doing for 4 hours today, but I also worked on this project for 4 hours today.
So that they can track your maintenance hours. Is it something
pretty
like
much,
that?
Yeah.
That makes sense, yeah.
But like the amount, like it's Thursday. I already got an email before on my way here from like a different person. It's always a different person from like the payroll team and HR that's like, don't forget to submit your time. I'm like, who the fuck is forgetting to submit their work to get paid? Like, and then
people do all the time.
But then I thought about it. I was like, I had a lot of kids who forgot to clock in and then just didn't leave a sticky note, or like talk to somebody like, oh, I forgot to clock in, I forgot to clock out. And it was like months later, like, hey, I never got paid for the 4-hour shift I had in January. I'm like, well, that sucks, because I can look back and see that, like, yeah, you didn't, but like, did you show up? Like, I don't know. I wasn't here that day, so it just it's just weird. Like, who the fuck forgets to say, oh yeah, I worked, pay me? Like, dude, how do you forget to submit your time card?
Well, it's like, so like at my other job, because it was a commission job, like you didn't have to do that. And I remember when they started switching to that, there was a period of like 2 years where they tried that, where there was like, you had to clock in, nobody remembered to clock in or out, because it didn't matter. It's not, we weren't getting paid hourly, so it was so stupid.
That's
like,
stupid.
Yeah.
Like, I get it, like, on salary positions. Like, I get, like, not tracking your time and like that, because I'm getting 40 hours regardless.
But if you're hourly, you're goddamn right. I'm going to remember how many hours I work.
Especially when overtime is
every
time and a half.
Every fucking minute.
Yeah, exactly.
That's another thing, too, that, like, I don't know about you guys. I fucking love overtime.
Overtime rules. I wish I got some.
Like, people who bitch like, oh, I gotta work on 4 hours on Saturday, but it's like, yo, that 4 hours went from like, let's say $25 an hour to like 37. Like,
37 and a half.
That's rad.
Especially people with like government. Well,
yeah, we get paid extra if you do a night shift, which I will be starting eventually.
Yeah,
But I'll be on a rotation. It's not that bad. It's from 1 to 11.
Couldn't be me.
I did that every fucking Saturday.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
15 years of my life.
Yeah, but it's nice.
Oh.
You're kind of
Oh,
When you say night shift, I think overnight.
no.
Right, I thought so too, but they were like, no, it's only 1 p.m. to 11
That's
p.m.
not the end of the world.
No, I mean, and you get like a couple dollars extra an hour and stuff.
The inverse to that, though, I still think I could. I'd have to like now adjust my like sleep schedule, because like, dude, I've been waking up early.
Oh, friend.
I've
wake up at
never
5.
been an early riser. I've been waking up at 5:30.
Whew.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate it all.
This week 5:30. Last week it was 6. Like, I was waking up at 6.
Yeah.
And it's weird, because usually I'd just be like, I would fucking sleep until like a half hour till I had to like clock in. And like, I would just
see,
get
and
the
I'm
fuck up and go.
I like to work out in the morning, and then I like to prepare my breakfast, and I like to watch a YouTube video. I'm a very like creature of habit. Now with this new job, I have to be there at 6. So,
But you also, if last week's episode,
Yeah.
you get paid to work out.
so yes,
Technically,
I do.
right?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
now I don't work out in the mornings anymore.
How
I
have you
work
adjusted
out.
to that?
It's fantastic, because
Told you.
see, normally the workout in the morning helps me wake up for the day.
Yeah.
But now I'll start dragging around 1 o'clock or so, and I'm like, all right, 2:30 rolls around. Like, I'll work out, and then I'm like good for that last hour, which is typically like I'm just like wrapping up some work and then like cleaning. And like today, I was just like helping clean.
And look at you today. You had a second wind when we started.
I
this,
did,
so-
yeah. I mean, I'm good right now. I do need to go to bed soon, but yeah, yeah.
I'm probably like within like the next hours when I'm like wind down. Like,
Yeah,
get ready
I
for,
need
like,
to-
the next day. Yeah, But-
because I've done like night shift stuff before, and it fucked up my sleep schedule for a long time.
But like that was one thing I used to have that was like a problem, was like, even if I worked like 1 to 11 and the next day I had to work 9 to 6, like clopening is what like we would call it. Even if I had to do that, like, dude, my ass was up to like 4.
Yeah,
because
because you can't just go to sleep. You have to wind down.
My dumb ass slept until 10:15, 10:30. Had
Yeah.
to be at work. Sorry, like later than that in some cases. Had to be at work at like 12 o'clock. I would sleep until about like 11:15, 11:30, and be like, oh, fuck, gotta like just throw a hat on, throw some clothes on, and spray some cologne and deodorant, and get the fuck to work. So like I didn't have any time to myself like throughout the day, so it was like, oh well, fuck it. Like when I get home, I'll make some food,
Play video
grab
games.
my guitar, or play some
something.
video games, or just even dumb shit like, oh, I didn't zone out and watch dumb TikTok videos today. Like, let me
So
just do that for like an hour when I get home.
Crazy to me, like the people that could just like roll into work, like
Dude,
I have
Retail 101 is you just do that.
No, I know,
Which
but
is
like,
funny because
I still do that.
it's in every employee handbook to like come to work
Yeah.
clean and like Dude, there was days I didn't shower for or times I didn't shower for 3-4 days just because I was just so burnt. Actually, especially doing grand opening, leading and shit like that.
Yeah.
Dude, I would get to the hotel because I had to take the whole team out. I had to go pay for their dinners. I was the one with the corporate card, so we had to go to dinner and we had to do this. And I already worked 6 a.m. to fucking 11 p.m. And I'm like, all right, let's go have a beer or two. And I'm walking back to the hotel, balls sweating, and I'm like, I'm just gonna go to bed and do it again the next fucking day.
No, dude, see, I was
that shit though with the pay.
I was physically in people's faces all day long. I have to just shower, shave, and eat breakfast before I do
shave.
Yeah, pretty much. Really,
I call that a triple crown.
It is, yeah.
I like that term.
But no, I have to. Even before I was in the military, I shaved every day.
Yeah,
I shaved my face
every
day.
single day.
Every day I shave my face. Yeah.
I've never close shaved.
Ever?
I'll do it. So I'll do it on special occasions, but it used to irritate my face.
Yeah.
So I didn't close shave that often. I usually just take electric trimmers and just go. You get as close as I can, and then right here in my neck, I would always take a razor too. I'd always get my neck beard and trim right here. I actually I trimmed right here before I came just because I saw it here and I was like, I don't want that.
You look very well kempt these days.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, so last week, thank you for all the kind words.
Yeah.
Very handsome gentleman, very kind gentleman.
Yeah.
Not that kind, I don't know.
Not my kind.
Yeah, Mac. I was just thinking that. I was like, what kind do you mean?
But no, it's been.
What do you mean I'm not
fun.
kind?
Not your kind. Were you thinking Megadeth?
Uh-huh.
I was too.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I fucking love Megadeth.
But it's weird because I want to say it was the early one of the first episodes you guys had. You explained that you could still be in service and be a veteran.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I was confused on that.
and Tom. I was with Tom on that.
About that.
I was
too.
with Tom on that one. So I was like, oh, I can't wait one day because Tom the very beginning was like, dude, you got to come on when you're in town. I'm like, no, absolutely. But I always thought when I quit because I've been wanting to quit retail for so fucking long now. Probably about the time you guys started this is when I was more open about it because I actually talked to my boss about hey dude.
Oh dude, let's wrap this thing up with that. Tell me about your exit and your exit of retail.
Exit in retail.
Yeah.
So the company I work for, those of you that don't know, I work for Vans Footwear.
Hell yeah.
For the last about 8 years. 2014 is when I started with the company and left in 2022.
So you left on your own volition.
Yep.
Okay. Fucking right.
So I had so I was an assistant store manager and I wanted to be a store manager for so long, and my current store, I worked at Christiana Mall, and my store manager at the time, love her to death. She's still one of my really close friends. She had no desire to go anywhere else. For a little bit she was like, oh, I'm gonna go to Philly and work the Philly store, and then she kind of had her own doubts of herself and whatever.
Sure.
And that's what led me to Ohio. So the whole Midwest, Vans really didn't have stores in the Midwest, so they're doing this whole new Midwest expansion. So
plus you got your friends and your connections out there, so you're why not?
So I did I did some
it.
number crunching and shit like that, and that's how I figured out because I knew about all the stores that were I knew about all the Indiana stores that were opening up. I knew about all the Ohio stores, all the Michigan stores. I knew because she did grand openings, so she got sent something I wasn't supposed to see, which is a big Excel file of this is what's on the book to be.
I love that. I love back office shit.
So
Secret
I looked
scores.
up, I did
favorite.
the most nerdy shit. I went and looked at the square footage of the store, and then I looked at what our square footage of the store was versus what Christiana Mall brings in annually by square footage.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, so we do $1.5 million. So we contribute 6% to this mall, and
allegedly
whatever it would be. And I did the math. I was like, okay, well, I know I could be a store manager for these 3 stores, projected volume before I even knew. And I was actually right, which was weird to me that I was fuck, I nailed that.
That's rad, dude.
Dude, I got real nerdy with it, and I was like, you know what? Columbus, Ohio. I have friends out there. It's something that if I'm going to take a chance, at least I'm not alone.
Yeah.
Kind of deal.
Mm-hmm. I totally understand this now.
What, how I went
Yeah.
out there? Oh.
I mean, aside from there just being an opportunity or something.
But No, like I had a huge passion for it, and like, dude, like
No, you straight up
I
thought it
kind of
out.
like
Yeah.
bled myself out there for like a while. Like my 100% of my time, like to the point was like we were talking before the show. Like my girlfriend currently of a year, like we didn't like kind of confess like, oh, I like you too, until like I was moving. So we tried like the whole like long distance thing, and at the beginning I was like, well, I don't want to use too much PTO, and they're going to be like, oh, well, this guy,
the company.
Yeah, exactly. So I didn't know what to fucking do, so whatever. Like it's kind of like poured everything into work.
Girlfriends are lame, your boyfriends are.
But I still loved it. But it was around, I want to say like, it was after holiday of 2020.
Okay.
So obviously 2020 happened. Shit just shut the fuck down. We were actually one of the first.
Why? What happened?
Oh, there was this weird fate. They said it was a virus, but it was just
what, like McAfee?
It was just like the flu.
Whatever.
Yeah, like fucking supply chain. But no, like during 2020 when everything shut down, like we worked from home for a little bit, like which was weird as like a retail store manager, because like what the fuck did I do except
yeah,
for
you're like
just office
practicing
days.
shit.
My 8-hour office day that I did every fucking Monday, we spread out between Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So like, dude, I would wake up
sounds
like
so boring.
I would clock in at 9 in the morning. I was done by like 12.
Yeah, of course.
Like there's nothing else to do. So no, like I had like a full, like it was awesome because like I had my weekends, I had my nights, and like I wrote, recorded, mixed, mastered, and released a whole fucking solo EP because like I haven't done music in so long, and like I had the time to like sit back and like work on it. And so that was my first realization of like, all right, retail kind of fucking sucks. Like
I really like this free time thing.
Yeah, like free time was like, what the fuck? Started skating again more, and like and just like losing. And I started losing weight because of that. Like getting more sun. Like that's kind of like where like you first said like, dude, your skin looks fucking great. And I'm like,
yeah,
dude, sunlight. Like that's what happened.
Lo and behold,
yeah,
it's really good to be outside.
Hydrating.
No, but, yeah. So when we reopened and all that, like it was a fucking like mess. Like
that's that's exactly what
the front lines is like. The whole like, it's fake. Like, that was, we were on the front lines. I'm like, dude, I don't feel like fucking dealing with that. Like,
yeah,
that's exactly what Walsh said few episodes ago when everybody reopened back up. People were fucking feral.
Yeah, dude.
Pretty
coming
much.
into the barbershop, just wanting to talk conspiracy and cough right in your fucking face.
You guys have mentioned that before. Like, there was definitely like a culture shit. Like, actually, this is what's kind of fucked up. It's like, y'all motherfuckers didn't want to talk to me about aliens and UFOs like 4 fucking years ago, but now you want to fucking talk about how the governments are reptiles.
Dude,
like, where were you?
You want to talk about lizards?
So it's so funny.
Which is the same reason why like alts are cool now.
Yeah,
like this whole like
what the
great
fuck?
Point.
Why is that
an astute observation once again?
We're old.
So
we're the old guys.
It's funny.
Now.
It's funny because
we're
like
sick, though.
so the boomers finally had the time to check out YouTube for the first time, and that's why like conspiracies. Like no, seriously. So I asked my dad. So my dad was like a huge Trump fan, but it's so weird because my dad like does tons of charity work. He cares about the environment. He does all these things that you wouldn't think, but he loves Trump. And I go,
well,
and I was cutting his hair last week, and I'm like, you know, we started talking, and I'm like, Dad, why do you love Trump? Like, why? He's like, well, he exposed everybody for being corrupt, and I go, you didn't know that already? And he's like, no, I didn't, and he was like, he's like, my generation was taught to believe everything, and I go, oh my fucking god, he really like, and it brings me back to doing the best I can. That's why I wanted to talk about this, because my dad's a really, like, he says some dumb shit, but he is a very, very intelligent guy, like way smarter than I'll fucking ever be. And he really was, like, that generation, I think, like, was doing the best they can. And then this one guy started talking about how the government's corrupt, even though he's a corrupt piece of shit. And their minds were like, oh my fucking god, like I didn't know any of this. And I'm like, maybe they really didn't know. Oh, my phone just died.
Well,
bye Twitch streamers.
Well, it was also like back in the day too, like the people, like the conspiracy theorists like back in the day were they were kooks. Like
Yeah.
they were fucking out of their minds.
Oh,
Like,
I know.
No one wanted to talk to
Fucking-
them. No one wanted to associate with
Now
them.
they're Joe Rogan.
Well,
Now
billionaires.
they're Alex Jones and fucking people screaming.
well, he's also a character, which is really
Yeah.
I didn't know.
They're-
I honestly didn't know that until like.
What do you mean?
I heard about his lawsuit to like Alex
Sandy
Jones.
Hook people.
Oh, Alex
Yeah.
Jones is
So-
a real piece of shit.
Well, another thing is like I didn't
Real
know
dum dum. Real
his
knucklehead.
His whole like podcast, everything he
Right, his
does,
persona.
It's a persona. Like
Yeah.
I thought he was
He's an
actually out of it.
entertainer.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I thought he actually believed a lot what he's saying. He's like, no, I'm just like for the people. He had to like admit it in court because he wanted to like not lose custody of his kids. Apparently.
Yeah, I mean he definitely believes it,
Oh yeah.
but he you know how he got
He's
his
not
start.
as passionate. As,
You know how he got his start, right?
No.
So
Was it on Fox?
no, it was actually because Alex Jones didn't used to be this like conservative crazy person. So Alex Jones got his start. You ever hear of that oh god, of course I'm blanking now. It's that like island that all those rich people
You're
and
talking about
politicians-
Bohemian Grove.
Yes, Bohemian
Yeah.
Grove. Alex Jones was the
He exposed
first
it.
person to get on camera any footage from what goes on at Bohemian Grove, which is like basically like all these fucking weird rich
So he-
people put on like a play every year with a
they
giant
put on,
owl.
they put on
TMZ
cloaks.
before.
They put
He
on.
what?
He worked at TMZ before he.
I mean, not even. He had this like shitty
Essentially,
camera,
yeah.
and he got all scared, like he thought he was going to be exposed. But I'm like, they probably fucking knew he was there at some point. Like
Yeah.
this fat motherfucker,
They
barely
put on
running
cloaks
around.
and they burn an effigy of a child in the statue of Moloch.
Yeah, it's fucking,
Not that I was there or anything.
but he was the,
Still got my
he was
wristband.
but yeah, he was the first person to get that on tape.
It's like a class ring. Like check it out. 82.
Tim Dillon
Yeah.
Tim Dillon has a
Honestly,
Bohemian Grove
kinda.
bumper sticker. It's cool.
Oh, we got a little off track, but
Nah, that's all the same.
Conspira-
What
but
is
yeah, but-
track?
but the
We're
thing
all
is-
we're all working towards our
But
own
the-
oblivion, like whether it's retail, cutting hair, or
but
fucking
the
whatever
thing
Tom
with
does.
retail. No, that was like the beginning of it. And again,
You came to the realization.
I wanted to move back home, which is like weird because like you would think that like who the fuck wants to move back to Delaware?
I think
I mean,
a lot of people.
a lot
yeah.
of people want to move
Yeah,
back
a
to
lot
where
of
they're
people
from.
want to move
Yeah.
here now, and now it took me so long to fucking find a place to rent that I could afford because you fucking assholes need to go back to Jersey.
Yeah, and
Like-
Jersey and New
like
York.
New York, oh,
And we're
especially.
getting people from the West Coast.
But no, like what? Like I was like,
Delaware's
I wanted to be
very
home.
convenient. too.
We're,
so-
we're also a tax shelter.
Yeah.
So, no, like I have my younger brother and sister,
Aw.
7 years old. My other sister just recently had a kid. So I was like, oh fuck, there's that.
Oh,
And,
congrats.
like, I was just like getting homesick, like not seeing them. Obviously, my girlfriend, like we were doing long distance for like a
and
year
that
and
was
a
the other
half.
thing you mentioned earlier because I thought she was from Ohio because I remember
No,
when
yeah.
you had come to see me at like one of the first times you came back to visit and you wanted to get a haircut by me and you brought your girlfriend
Yeah,
at the
yeah.
time.
That was that was about a year or two after I lived out there. Yeah, that was. the
so
girl
that
I
must
dated
have
for,
been like
2 years.
2018 or 2019 maybe I
20
might have just got back from like
Definitely
basic
2018.
training or something.
We dated for we broke up during 2020. We broke up, so it was like 2020 or sorry, 2018 is when we started dating.
Yeah, it must have been right
Yeah.
at 2018 because I think I had just gotten back from basic and you like didn't even know
Around, like-
I left
I
or
had
something.
no
And
fucking
I was
clue,
like, and
yeah.
you had like come in like that day and I was like, you didn't know I was gone that long? And you were like, no, I was gone too. And I was like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I remember that now. It's all coming back to me. Yeah.
So you got all these reasons to come home.
Yeah, all these reasons to come home. Like
There's two of
I was
them
kind
sitting
of
right
like
here.
there was a lot of also too. Yeah, like all of my fucking friends. Like I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie to you. Like it got like kind of depressing with like.
Well, you came home a lot for people like all the people in your friend circle getting married and having
Oh
kids
yeah,
and
there was
shit.
a lot of that. So what really? So I will. He doesn't listen to the podcast. Doesn't matter.
Not yet.
What was like a big nail in the coffin of like I need to fucking get back home was it was when I found out fuck
Nick.
Zach. I think when Zach was like found out he was having another kid. It wasn't the fact that like Zach didn't tell me that like pissed me off. It was the fact that like how everybody knew. And the same thing with like all the proposals and stuff like that was like these were happening at like the weekend gatherings at so and so's house. Like
Okay.
and I was like, I'm missing out on fucking everything. Like, thank you so much for like coming out here and like visiting me and like spending a weekend with me. But like, it's like, dude, like I'm missing out on so much fucking shit. Like, and all I'm doing out here is like
Managing.
kind of hating my job, more and more every day.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
seeing little things of like, cool, everyone got like when we raised like our associate minimum wage from $10 an hour to $14 an hour. I was like, that's so fucking sick. I was so happy.
It's a big jump.
I was so happy, especially in fucking Ohio.
Yeah.
Like, cost of living out there is like, that's another thing that people out there fucking bitch about all the time. It's like, it's so expensive to rent a place. That's like,
Tell me about it.
Move to the East Coast.
Then we'll talk.
Because you'll fucking be spending $1,900 a month on a fucking house that's near nothing.
Show me your $1,300 a month efficiency. You
Exactly.
fucking piece of shit.
But no, yeah, there's a bunch of shit like that. So like Max was out in Ohio, like we were like, you know, staying up super late, like hanging out, and he told me all this, and it was just like
staying up late.
Yeah, staying up late, drinking beers in
Something
a fucking
playing
shitty,
Nintendo.
chuggy Airbnb. That's where we were.
Chuggy.
No, it was just one of those things where it's like, it just kind of dawned on me after that week, and so, and again with like my resentment towards like, oh, I haven't gotten a pay raise. That's like, like the fact that like when I quit about a month and a half ago, I was making the same amount of money that my assistant store manager that I helped get promoted and worked to get promoted to take over a store. We were making the same amount of money.
Damn, dude. That's
So like,
fucked up.
which if you kind of think about like when I first started, I was making $15 an hour as an assistant store manager. I got promoted. It was $19, and then yada 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 yada. But to like move up to like and like be on par because like they kept moving the bar for like their minimum, and that, but instead of like not taking into consideration like, oh, you got exceptional or you got strong on your review, you're training new store managers, like they're going to you for a week training, you're opening new stores, and like I'm making this like I have to train this person. There's actually like the biggest nail in the coffin was I actually opened a new store during the pandemic.
Oh shit.
Not
How'd that go?
Not only did I have to run the team to open it, it was my fucking store that it was going to be after the fact. So it was like I had to like work with. It was kind of cool because they were like, "Hey, instead of 5 days, we're going to give you 2 weeks." So that was tight.
That's good.
But yeah, anyway, long story short, there's just a bunch of like little things that kind of building up and building up and building up. So like I was kind of doing it in secret, where I was like on was it on LinkedIn? Oh, yeah, I was like on LinkedIn, like looking for like jobs out here and stuff like that. And like, I didn't post anything publicly. And then I finally got a DM that was like my DM instead of like some fucking satellite person for like the longest time. Because I did so much shit for our old district manager, and like in the guise of, it's going to look good on my resume and I'm going to be a DM in 5, 7, whatever, how many years, or like get like an awesome store. But yeah, there was just so much bullshit. There was like, we're going to grade you on like these semantics of like, oh, this is our scorecard. So like you need to make these metrics based off of the company average and your division average, which is like full price outlet, like whatever it might be. And mine look like shit because like, I didn't give a fuck. My priority was train my team, get them to like do better. And like, you could see the improvement. Like it wasn't like it was like at the end of the year, oh, you failed. It was like, no, it was like, you could see that like, this is a brand new fucking team. Like, I just hired all these kids. First off, should have had a whole month and a half to, like, hire and train my team. Mm-hmm. I got 3 fucking weeks.
Yikes.
3 weeks I got. So I made fucking, what's that saying go? Make lemonade.
Make lemonade out of your lemons.
Killed 2 birds with 1 stone.
No, yeah, something like that.
The straw that broke
and then
the
made
camel's
lemonade
back.
out of the birds.
But, no, when I finally got like a good DM, like a solid DM, I feel so fucking bad because he was actually the best DM I think I've had in my entire fucking retail career.
PP lemonade. Turn around the fudges.
He was even he lived in Ohio. Fuck. He lived in Ohio, like or Midwest his whole life. Moved out to the East Coast.
Probably
had a family,
it.
and he wanted to do the opposite of what I wanted to do.
I wanted to move back.
So
to
he actually used to
Midwest.
work for Vans way back in the day as a store manager, and then worked for I think like Urban or something like that, like as a store manager.
Does Vans own Urban Outfitters?
No.
Oh.
He left and then like became like a store manager, got DM and all that bullshit, and then he became a DM for Vans, and he moved back to Columbus and was my district manager. Finally, we had like somebody who like had integrity and like gave a fuck about like the stores. But yeah, I was like trying to like move in secret for so long, and I just told him, I was like, hey, I just want you to know that like I'm not Holiday, like that's it. Like after like you're already here, we're in the midst of Holiday. I was like, I'm not doing another peak season like with Vans unless like I knew the Walnut Street store was opening back up, and he was like, dude, he's like I'm be honest with you, like last I knew about that, that's like October. I was like, no, I need to be back on the East Coast before summer. Like that's what I want to do. He's like, cool. He's like, like I'll let you know if there's any updates on that or if there's any openings in like Michael Jarrett's district. I'm like, don't worry about that. Like, I should just name dropped another fucking DM.
No one knows
who
that is.
Yeah, like I was like, like I know him too. Like I'll reach out to him as well. But no, it was just like a lot of like just little shit like that, and I was like, nothing was happening. It was kind of like a gamble too. It was like, hey, like you can apply for the Philly store, but like you gotta look at your scorecard. I'm like, do you guys like want to take into consideration that like maybe I'm not performing at my best?
Look
for
at my
a
fucking
reason.
track record.
For a reason. Like I stopped caring. Like once I started realizing
Hell
like
yeah.
once I started realizing like I was like, wait a minute, so you're telling me my old store that okay, so I gave that name to my DM and talked to him into actually applying, and like my DM interviewed him and liked him, but he's getting $4 more an hour than I am.
Fuck that.
Yeah, that was like my biggest like fuck the like, and it's the game. It's a political game. It's like with retail
Classic.
like, moving up. Yeah. After all that, I was just like, yep, nope. I'm just gonna find a new thing, and like I'm so glad I'm like I landed where I am now because it's like again, it's like in kind of like my like hobby field of like what I like to do, and it's something new. And like, did you say last week's episode like you're never too old to like learn like stop learning?
Yeah, never
yeah,
stop
dude.
learning. Yeah.
And like no, I completely agree with that as well. And like I'm so happy that like this is completely new to me, and like I feel so green, but like at the same time I feel so sick. Like
It's gonna make your brain better. Like,
oh yeah,
you know what I mean,
dude. It's been
yeah.
what's also it sucks, but it was awesome too. It's like I was supposed to start April 25th, but like that was like the original discussed date, and I had to watch my mom's dog like April like 10th or like the whatever. So I was like, fuck it, I'm moving out on the 12th. Like
Hell yeah.
moving all my shit back here like real quick, and I was like, oh, I'll have like a week off. It'll be fine. Dude, I didn't start until June or no May 16th. So I had a whole fucking month off.
Similar
Just
thing
bumming.
happened to me, yeah.
Which sucks because I had 6 weeks of PTO saved up that had to get paid out to me. That was like my like that's my
That was
money
your
check.
nest egg?
Yeah, until the government took too much of it.
Oh, fuck.
Hey man,
About
that goes right to my paycheck. I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
People
almost-
always say that.
almost
Like, I
$2
pay your
grand.
paycheck.
almost
Yeah,
two-
keep doing it, sucker.
almost $2,000
Oh, you're the one that
taxes.
bought me fucking shitty mashed potatoes that they feed us, and
Thanks.
some bread that gave us all diarrhea. I appreciate
Hey.
that.
I hear the buffalo chicken MREs are. Oh no, not buffalo chicken.
Are you talking about me with MREs? Let me tell you,
Yeah.
there's only 3 MREs I can eat. There's 3 vegetarian
Oh
ones.
yeah, you're a vegetarian. Fuck.
Yeah, for most of my life, dude. And let me, bro.
I heard there's like a stir fry one that's like a vegetarian stir fry that sucks.
No,
ass.
it's dude. There's a fettuccine Alfredo that is so gross. Like I can taste it right now, like thinking about it, because I've had to eat it like multiple times on like 100-degree days when I'm out in like fucking middle of the woods or some shit.
What's the one that's like currency? There's one that's like so good that like people like treat it like currency.
There's one that has a
Rumors.
little pizza in it. There's one
Like
that
a
has.
Lunchable?
So yeah, honestly, bro, if you saw the bread that comes in MREs, like you would laugh. It look like it's so fake looking. Everything in there, by
Is
the way,
fake.
is like fake. But they'll have what we use as currency, like maybe what you're thinking. Like every once in a while, you'll get a bag of Skittles in one or a Snickers bar.
Oh,
And I never ate my candy, so I would trade it for like bread when we were like in basic training, let's just say, like because I was like starving all the time. So I'd be like, "Oh, here, take my whatever what's Skittles, and then just give me like your peanut butter," because like I couldn't get my protein. So
there was I forget what it was I was watching, but there was like something that was like, oh, like this MRE is like cigarettes in prison. That like this is like in the field. Like I was
Probably an Air Force guy
It was
who
a
said
Good Mythical Morning. They were doing like an MRE taste test, and like one of like somebody wrote in and said, "You need to try this." Like this was like money. Like when I was like stationed in
hilarious.
Afghanistan or something like that.
I'm going to get some Skittles tonight.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
get
Sour Skittles.
Speaking of being back on the West Coast or West Coast,
West Coast.
Hey-o.
East Coast. I'm gonna get some tasty cakes.
Oh yeah, that's
Tasty
not a thing
Claire's.
anywhere else.
Tasty Claire's.
Nice, man.
Love them.
I don't think we're going
Gotta
to
have
get much.
Wawa.
I don't think we're going to get much better than this as it is right now. This is an amazing episode.
Yeah.
I think I talked way too fucking much.
No.
I think it was exactly the right amount.
I think you need to come back and talk more.
Yeah. On the contrary, I think we're gonna have you back a lot.
Next week we're having on.
Oh, dude, for sure.
A couple of guests.
Mm-hmm.
But after that, you can just come back if you want.
I'm here.
Yeah, I mean, you literally live down the street now, which is rad. So,
yeah. So anybody who is listening to this, if you are in the there's more. I have way more I could talk about with like retail, especially the
and we will
management, because there was a lot I learned going from like an associate in like retail to a manager and like, oh fuck.
I think another reoccurring guest we've had a couple times, my girlfriend, shout out Mel, is going to come on, and I think you guys can talk a lot of retail.
Oh fuck yeah.
And a lot of people can relate to that because there's a lot of fucking people who work retail.
even with the pop filter, you pop your peas like
you guys,
so
you always,
hard.
I know you say it like at the end of
Into the
episodes a lot, which is like
now I'm doing it on purpose.
Take care of yourselves, but like
That was all pee.
oh god. No,
Piss,
like
piss, lemonade.
like you guys said it before, take care of yourselves at like the end of, and like, you know, self-care. Like retail, like there's a lot of people in the service industry, especially like retail in general, just fucking struggling.
Fucking right.
There's been so many like people, like I wasn't the first person to leave a company that like like I know I know I also like it might have sounded like, oh, you're just bad mouthing a company. Like
not at all.
There is not a single retail company I will work for again unless it is Vans. Like I will say they truly gave a fuck about everybody from the top down to an extent. There is a political structure that you got to follow.
It's
and a
Vans.
ladder you got to follow. It's
not
Vans,
like
but it's also retail.
Yeah.
Like where does Vans get all their shit made? It's not America. Right?
No, some of it is.
Some of it's made in America. That's cool.
There are certain lines that are. It's anything that's Anaheim and Vault is still made in America.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Because Anaheim collection is the Anaheim, California factory.
Sure.
But everything else is like made in like Indonesia, made in like the ones that you would go right now if you're like, I'm gonna buy a pair of classics or buy a pair of skates.
Yep.
They're made in Indonesia. They're made in China. They're made in Taiwan. They're every shoe you have will say something different.
Mm-hmm.
Where it was made, but no, but like it's been like since the pandemic, it's been the fucking worst for the service industry and especially retail and retail management. And like I know like that feeling of getting trapped of like I don't have a fucking skill outside of like leading and like leading people and like
that's a great
developing
skill.
People. It does like take that with like any passion you have and try to like, even if it's like put into like a small business that you want to start up, or just find a take the opportunity, like take the jump, take the risk of like jumping to a new field. I know it's only been like 3 fucking weeks that I've been at this job, but like it's been
sounds like a fucking good fit though.
It's been the best 3 fucking weeks of my life, and
I would say to add on to that,
just find something that translates with your passion and like your skill, especially if you're in retail and retail management. There's a reason you're in retail management, and especially if you've been doing it for so long. Like you have leadership capabilities.
You can do shit that a lot of people can't fucking do.
And there's a lot of patience we have as retail managers that a lot of fucking people don't have.
That's right.
So that was really what I was gonna say is like you do have a skill. It's showing up to work, making sure you get your work done, and leading people. And those things right there, most people don't have. Even when you think you're doing there have been so many times I thought I was doing a bad job at something or and they're like, no, you showed up and did it. Like we can't even get 95% of the workforce to do
like how
that.
you even said like you went through this interview process of this new position. You're like, I fucking bombed it. You didn't. Like you got it. Like
they told me I got the job because of how enthusiastic I was.
Yeah. Like
as long as you do that, like people will be like, oh, well, we can teach him to work on for you like audio visual shit.
This job now.
Yeah.
I thought when I was done, I was like, that was my first interview in 8 fucking years.
Yeah.
That like not interview that I had to fucking do, but like an interview that I had to give, and I'm like, I fucking bombed. Like, there was like there was a question he asked, and I was like, oh yeah, like this is blah blah blah. And he's like, no, but like, what do you want to do with the company? I was like, oh, like where do I want to be? I just want to learn what to do. Like and which was a good thing to say. I was like, I don't want to like. He was like, do you want to do what like Taylor's doing and like move it? I'm like, no, like that would be sick, but like I don't want to just fucking go for that and then like be telling people what to do when I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like that's always been my leadership skill. It's like I'm not gonna tell you to do something I don't know how to fucking do.
That's
Damn
the best
right.
leader.
That's the best
lead
yeah.
by example.
Which
Exactly.
if you guys want to have me on again, because I know it's been a long night, like
We will have you on
We'll,
again.
yeah, I mean, we'll have you on again like very soon.
Bit me in the ass plenty of times.
Yes.
You know what? With that, no fucking plugs this week. Follow us on Instagram. Shoot us an email. Yeah.
All the
Holy
normal
shit, I didn't even realize how late it got.
Yeah.
Thank you for your
Go to
services
bed.
at gmail.com. That's spelled thank you for your services, and that's at thanks for your services _podcast.
And if you're listening and you follow, fucking share it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
share it.
Get it out there.
Tell one friend if you enjoy this podcast, which I hope you do. Tell one friend about
Unless
it.
you have no friends, then
I've been
fuck
telling
you.
And find
everybody
one.
You're probably the worst.
before I've been on here.
Find a new friend at the skate park.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. Just not me.
They probably have a smartphone somewhere.
Yeah, just hey, can I see your Spotify real quick? Just,
Hey, if you're that meth head that's hanging out,
All right, people. Have a great night.
Yeah, they
and
have
a great
internet.
rest of your week, and we'll see
Yeah.
you next week too.
Thank you for your service.